What is going on, everyone? It's Brody back again with another tennis topic, and today's tennis topic is going to be how many types of tennis are there actually? And now, while two of these are going to be what you'll see in most major tournaments and most normal play, sometimes this third one will creep in because it's just a fun one to have around and people really enjoy doing it. So stay tuned to find out what that third one is. So the first main type of way that you play tennis, everyone's probably going to know this one. It's going to be singles. Singles, you have two people on the court. You do not use the doubles alleys at all. If you hit inside the doubles alley, the ball is considered out. Your opponent wins the point. That is basic singles 101. Now, if you hit the line on the inside of the doubles alley, meaning the line that is right in between the doubles alleys and the singles and the rest of the court, that's when the ball counts. You have to play that ball because it's considered in. Now with singles, this can be some people's preference because they prefer to be on their own. Not as many people want to have a partner because they feel as if they get in the way. They may not have the best communication skills with a teammate that they've never played with before, or just because their game more is well suited for the single style play. They're not used to being at the net. They don't like coming forward. They like staying at the baseline and just rallying back and forth, battling from the baseline, compared to working together more as a unit and relying on their partner to help them, whether or not they're up front at the net or they're at the baseline themselves. So singles is really a more kind of just like, it's really you choose whether you like it or not. Some people love it, some people hate it. Some people can play singles their entire life. Some people can't stand singles after they hit a certain age or their body hits a certain mark, because singles is a lot of work, especially because you're only one person. You got to cover that entire court. So if you don't have the mobility anymore, or if you think your body just isn't able to handle it, then singles may not necessarily be the best option, and that's where doubles comes in. So doubles, unlike with singles, you have the entire court, the doubles alleys, the full court, everything, because there's two of you, so you can both cover a lot more ground than you could as a singles player. Now with doubles, it gets a little bit more complicated in terms of how the serving works, which essentially is just that if you and your partner are serving, let's say I'm serving, you're my partner. So if I'm serving, I serve one, boom, we win the point. So I'm serving on the right side of whatever half of the court we're on, okay? Then if we win the point, I go to the left and you go to the right. And then I serve again, boom. That is essentially how it goes. It goes back and forth just like that. So almost every single time you play a point, if we're here on the left side, we play a point, boom. I'm gonna be on the right side, you're gonna be on the left side. That's doubles. You just keep going back and forth. And then eventually you'll change over and you do the exact same thing on the other side. There's no difference. Now with doubles, a lot of people will really like doubles because they really like having the extra partner there. It's great for their mental game because they have someone to keep telling them, it's like, okay, we're good, we're gonna be okay, let's focus on this next point. Keep them mentally in the game, not hating on themselves, which can be common in singles because a lot of people are just like, oh, why'd you miss that? And then they don't know what's going on because they just spiral into a lot of madness. Doubles, you can sometimes alleviate that with the help of your partner because they may be able to know, they may know you, they may be able to know what makes you figure out what you're doing wrong. They may know what's going wrong, they can tell you, and you can talk back and forth with them. You don't get a lot of time to talk back and forth with them, but you can talk back and forth with them. And then they also can, if you're playing with someone who's a lot better than you, then you can learn from them, as well as you can hopefully make sure that they get some free points for you because they're a lot better than you. But if you're playing with someone and you're the one who's a lot better, same thing goes to you. They're looking to you to help gain a lot more points because they're trying to learn from you. Doubles, you're always learning from not only your opponents, but also your partner, because you have to adjust your game style as well as make sure that you and your partner are on the same wavelength, because you have to work in sync in order for this to work. One of the biggest things about doubles is the fact that a lot of times the players together don't communicate, they don't call the ball, and that just causes a lot of confusion. The people who are looking for the ball, especially if they're like, oh, this is going to be mine, they're getting ready, and then their partner just takes it, they're like, now they're confused, they don't know what's happening, and then as the ball comes back at them already, because the opponent just hit it, they're not in position at all, and it just goes everywhere. So, doubles. Yeah. If you want, doubles is really great for being able to play with someone else, play with a group of people, because you have 4 players on the doubles court. And with that as well, it's not as much physical movement typically, just because you have 2 players, you usually get your half of the court, they get their half of the court, and everything gets covered. Or instead of going side to side, you split it, person at the net gets the front half, you get the back half, and you go from there. Usually you're going to be playing more at the net because you want to come in and just gain the most advantageous position, which is going to be 2 players at the net, while the opponents have 2 players in the back. That way you can really kind of control how the point goes, because they have to either try and lob you or they have to try and pass you, which if you're really good at the net can be really hard to do. Now, that's really the majority of doubles. If you've played doubles, you know how to play. It is a very different experience than singles, and that's why people who play both singles and doubles, they do train a little bit differently. Sometimes people will change rackets depending on which one they're playing. Sometimes people with a preference for singles will use a heavier racket because they're more at the baseline. People who play doubles, they'll have a lighter rackets because they need to be able to move them a lot faster, especially up in the net all the time. So it just depends on your preferences, your play style, and just what you're feeling. It all depends on you, and that's one of the beauties of tennis. Now, I said that there was a third kind of special one, and I'll get right to that. That's just going to be mixed doubles. Mixed doubles, it's exactly what you think. It's just instead of a regular doubles match where it's 2 girls versus 2 girls, or it's 2 boys versus 2 boys, it's going to be a girl and a boy and a girl and a boy. That's it. No real big difference. Some people, you don't see it as often. You usually see it for, like, if you're looking at the professionals, you'll see it as sometimes a charity event, or just a way of in-between special events for mixed doubles that some of the major tournaments like the Australian Open does. That's where it's just more fun. People are having a good time, and then it's just really figuring out the same things as doubles, like how do you work with your partner, what do you guys want to do, talking to each other, figuring out everything. But it's usually more casual, more in the fun sense, and just having fun with the 4 people that you're playing with, getting to know everyone, and just making sure that you all have a great time enjoying the sport that we love, and that is tennis. So, with that being said, if you like the video, leave a comment down below, as well as like it. Subscribe to the channel so we can grow this and get this information out there to the people who need it. I saw a lot of misinformation in the tennis community, so I took it upon myself to make this tennis channel, and that's why I'm here talking to you today. So, with that being said, leave a like on the video, comment down below any more questions that you may have, subscribe to the channel, and as always, share this video with a friend if you think that they are kind of confused as to what actually is going on with tennis. And as always, take care.